Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Connecting Life podcast. I'm your host, Dianaboskma, and I'm here to help you connect the dots of life so that you can live your best life in a healthy and fulfilling way. Today, I'm talking with Michael Benjamin Avery. He's a friend of mine and a garden variety coach, and overall just a really cool human being. So, Michael, how about you tell us a little bit more about yourself than what I just did, because that was very brief.
Well, yes, I am Michael Benjamin Avery. Let's see. Boy, that's a very broad question. A little bit about myself. I'm a father, I'm a partner, and I'm a creator. That's what comes to me.
Well, that's quite a bit already, because that's quite broad. That's like almost all your life.
I'm also many other things. Which I feel like the thing that is most real to me right now is that I'm grounded. I feel like I have found a ground rod feeling in the center of my chest that always helps me know how to answer somebody who asks me a question, which feels really, really awesome.
And that is the topic of today. I have decided grounding, because that feels different for every person, I think. One of my things is when I feel kind of lost, what I like to do is go into the garden, stand with my feet in the grass, and then just feel that through. And then I start to feel really like, yes, I am here. So what does for you feel like, yeah, you're there?
Well, I've only recently found ground, which means that I have not been grounded up until now in my life. It makes sense because I was raised in a very ungrounded way. That's just the upbringing that I was gifted. And now that I've found my ground, the words I have for it are very metaphorical. But I feel like what it is it's a triangulation between the points that are most important to me right now. That's my ground. And it always triangulates back to me because I am at the center of my ground. And that's why I say the feeling in the center of my chest. But my ground is not just me. It's me plus all the data points that I want to include in it. And so all I have to know is what data points do I want to include in my ground point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to me it does. When I think about my ground, that includes what I do for a living, that includes my kids, that definitely includes my dog, all these things, but also the woods around here, the really pretty lake, because that's where I can chill out. Just sit there at the pier, just chill out, and that's part of it all.
It's funny that you say it also includes your dog, because I just had the first realization ever that my dog, which I've always had friction with, he and I, we rub each other the wrong way. And that's not true because he's a dog. He rubs me the wrong way. You can't rub a dog the wrong way. They just reflect back what we're feeling. And I just realized this morning for the first time that Gussie is also one of my grounding points. And it made me understand immediately why I had friction with him. And I immediately I immediately felt that feeling of friction leave. I know that my interactions with him will be different from now on because I found ground with him. It's just so weird. I guess I look at it from the outside because I've never experienced it from the inside until now in this adult form.
For me, it's been a thing throughout my life that I needed that kind of grounding. And so now it's this dog, but I've had dogs before. But at times where I felt really, really lost, just sitting on the floor with the dog would be amazing. Like also walking barefoot in the grass can be really amazing to just feel that peace again. So for me, it's a bit about when I feel grounded, I feel at peace because I'm here. I'm not looking at whatever else is all out there because it's irrelevant in the end. I'm here. I'm, as I am, okay, where I am, doesn't matter. Whatever's happening around me doesn't matter at that point. And dogs have been in my life, because I grew up with dogs. So from when I was, from when I was born, there was a dog around me. So for me, that's always been a grounding point of, okay, let me chill out, let me sit here, let me feel back to basics.
What comes to me when you say that is that domestication, the word, means a creature that doesn't have a ground, because creatures don't grow up with homes like animals in the wild. The earth itself is their ground. They don't need a ground that's more than that. But some animals are able to develop a sense of grounding with humans or with a specific human in very different varieties. And so the friendship of a dog to a human feels grounding because a dog has developed the ability to ground itself with a human, and its own internal grounding is just earth in general. So that is, in a small way, feels grounding to the human. And so, of course, a relationship with the dog would feel grounding. Interesting.
Because they're always there.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that out loud because it felt like an interesting thought.
It is an interesting thought. It's actually quite a good thought. Because when
Yeah.
you realize that, you can actually play with that.
You can. That's because what you're doing is you're seeing a fractal. You're seeing a fractal shape, and we live in a fractal world. And so as you see the fractal shapes around you, you are able to actually play with them because humans are literally creators.
Yeah.
We just have to see it. Interesting.
I want to play with it.
That's just who we are. Humans want to play. We just have to see it. The play is already inherently want. And that's what pain comes from, because we cover over that urge to play that we can't play because it feels like we're working. We want to be playing. Anyway, I'm getting way too abstract right now. I just realized.
This is actually cool. Continue.
It feels cool, but I feel like it's okay. Okay, actually, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, perfect. Where was I, Diana?
We were talking about playing. Yes, we love play. That's what we do.
I feel like play is the next layer metaphysically up, the next layer fractally up from work. I think play is what work is supposed to be. I think that maybe another way to say that is any truly honest work is play. Or if a human is playing the game that they're supposed to be playing, but they're not doing it honestly because they can't see the actual shape of the world around them, it's going to feel like work. Maybe that's another way to say it.
Well, yeah. Because something comes to mind for me now when you have a partner and things aren't going very smooth and they, something you've enjoyed, but they want it so much more frequently than you do, then it becomes work. Because that doesn't resonate.
Work is play that doesn't resonate. That's so interesting.
Yep.
Okay. It's back to coherency, Diana.
Yep. So as long as it's feeling good, keep doing it. And you can make a business. The thing is, you can play with business setting when you have that to gamify it so it becomes play. You don't have to take it that super serious, because the moment you start taking it super serious, it becomes harder. But when you start playing in it and playing with it, that's what I like about the whole coaching thing, because it's, for me, a game to do this.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah.
And that makes it fun.
So work. So I'm trying to go back to something you said because it caught my interest. Work. Okay, so like in a relationship, one partner has something that they really want to do. It's play for them. The other partner doesn't really like to do it, so it's work for them. Then there has to be dissonance between them if they want to work together on it. But if play is the meta level up from work, then that means the problem is not some sort of abstract dissonance or non-resonance. It literally means, in the next fractal layer up, it means lack of communication. It means that the person who's working, it's not that they don't like it, it's that they don't understand it in language that makes sense to them. Because if the difference between work and play is coherence, that's communication. And so the difference between enjoying what you're doing and not enjoying it is understanding it. And I think understanding at this meta level means understanding it at a meta level. Okay. What comes to you from that? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. I promised myself I wouldn't go off on flights. But I always break my promises, so.
That is an interesting one. You always break your promises.
Always. Promises aren't honest if the creature promising will not be the same person when he gets to the promised state.
Okay. So why do
I
you
don't
make
know who
promises?
I will be. Well, because that's a cultural thing. We believe that we have to have a way, have a tag to put on something that to know we can trust it, because we don't trust the world around us because it doesn't make sense to us. But I've just learned that I can trust the world around me. And so I know
Mhm.
that my promises are just a big laughable joke because it never is going to go the way I think. And I know the type of person I'm going to be when I get there
Mhm.
as far as grounded. Really, that's it. And so I know I'm going
Mhm.
to make the best decision.
Mhm. One of
And it's
my friends
probably
has
going
a
to be a very close shape to whatever I would have promised, but
mm,
I don't know what it's going to be. I might be dead by then.
yeah. One of my friends actually has a good way of dealing with that. His thing is always, "We'll do this, God willing," because he
Yes,
just doesn't know how things will go. So
yes. But
that's
God willing,
mhm,
like all religious metaphor, God willing
mhm,
is just a pattern that
mhm.
means partly what I just said and partly a
Yep.
crap load of other things, but it all
Yeah.
means the same thing. It means I trust the
Mhm,
system. It means
mhm.
that I know I am a changing thing as a
Yep.
human, but the system around me, the larger system, has a non-changeability
Mhm,
in comparison to how much I change. The whole system's changing, but the larger
mhm.
you go, the slower the change. And so I know that mistakes I made are going to be caught by the rest of the system because the system has coherency around me. Wow.
There you go. Yeah. You don't know how things will go because there's so much else that plays a part in it. So we can
AKA
make it.
God willing.
Yep.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter whether you see it as God or universe or whatever, the field, the vortex, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
All are
Comes down to the
metaphors
same
at some
thing.
level.
It comes down to the same thing. And it is all about you're not in control.
Amen. Boy, is that not a good thought. Because I was never good at it when I tried to
Mhm.
be, when I thought I had to be. Whew,
Mm.
what a relief. My mind
Yeah.
is fractured. I don't
Mhm.
hold continuity of what is it? What continuity do I not natively hold in my mind? Continuity of remembering. That's the thing that human minds have such a hard time at. We gather
Mm.
pieces and gather pieces, then we leave a pile for ourselves and we walk away. And if we ever come back to it, it's not the same pile we left. We can't remember.
No.
We are missing our continuity of memory. That's the project I'm working on. I am building a digital infrastructure around me that will patch that weakness in my system. It will give me a little bit better continuity of remembering.
There's a thought that comes to mind for me. That's one of these Roman wise people who said something like, "No, no man ever steps in the same river twice. He's
Mm,
not the same man. The river's not the same
mm,
river because your cells constantly change and the
mm.
water moves."
But that's a
So
super high meta level. At a more ground level, you can definitely step in the same river as many times as you want. Both are true.
yeah, because when you don't think about that river as being different
Yep.
every split second,
That's
but
called
the
going
moment
up
you
to a higher level, higher meta level.
mm-hmm,
You see it less clearly, more vaguely, and more broadly.
mm-hmm, yep, the moment you're aware that that water is moving, you can't step in that same river anymore because it's
Yeah,
gone.
that's true. It's perspective. It's
Mm-hmm,
worldview.
yeah,
One worldview, one way of looking at things. It is not a thing, and in another way, it is a thing. And so
yep,
people fight
but
because
both are right.
we're trying to see the world as flat when it's actually fractal. No, we're trying to see the world as 3D when it's actually fractal.
Mm.
It's just another dimension of it, of
Mm-hmm.
what actually exists. Okay, that was fun.
Cool. It comes up now.
That was fun. I love exploring ideas. I love
Mm.
it feels like I'm moving up and down through a fractal structure, just looking at it
Mm-hmm.
from different angles. And just in my thoughts, it's not in reality, but everything I'm looking at in my thoughts can somehow be built into our physical reality around us, or at
Mm-hmm.
least the shape of it can be built into the pieces that we're playing with in our physical reality. That's what comes
Yeah.
to me. That's what I'm doing with my project. I'm building the
Mm-hmm.
pieces of a bigger shape that I see. And when people look at it, all they see is pieces scattered around. And I'm starting to understand now that I can feel my ground. I can look at it from their eyes and I can be like, "Oh, that's of course they couldn't understand that. I'm talking
Mm.
metaphorically. Okay. How can I explain it? How can I actually answer the actual person this question's asking me in language that will fit their metaphor, the metaphor that they're most comfortable using, because it's not kind for me to offer someone a metaphor they can do nothing with. That is not kind. That is not honest. And so
it's not useful. That's
it's
the
not,
main thing.
that's another way to say it. From a
Because
super high viewpoint, it's not useful.
the thing is, you can be really kind with the way you say it.
Yes, that's
Because
true.
kindness is about caring about the other person. So it can be kind to use that metaphor.
From
But
that
it's not
person's
gonna,
ground, it might feel kind.
but whether it's useful to the other person, that's then the other thing.
So from the level of the person I'm talking to is ground zero, that statement I just made feels kind. From my ground zero, that statement I just made doesn't feel quite honest. Something feels off about it, because I'm also looking at it I also have other perspectives, but from the system level, if looked at it as if the system were a person and decided what they thought about it, it feels unkind because it's actually hurting the system. Anyway, okay, never mind. No, actually,
that's cool.
That's so fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why'd you say never mind?
Because there's still an imposter inside me who is afraid of hurting people's feelings, because I've felt misunderstood my whole life because I haven't known how to ground to the person I was talking to. And so that there's like a little boy figure inside of me who feels a little afraid that I'm ungrounded, and I'm learning to trust my ground as I go. And you're part of that learning process. So thank you.
You're welcome. There's not really anything wrong with being a bit ungrounded here and there. Floating through wherever is cool.
It's so fun. But you got to have home to come back to, or you'll be lost in the fun forever and you'll disappear from this world. And I like this world. I like enjoying this three-dimensional flat. I think of it as flat now, but it's not flat. It's three-dimensional. It's beautiful. And since I found this feeling of ground inside me, when I sit out in the backyard and just look out at the trees in the hills of Starker Forest, I see them. It's like they've always been washed out before. And the shapes have been not real. It's just been not real, faded, not real. And now, for the first time, I can see it granularly. It's so crazy.
It's really fascinating when all of a sudden things start looking different because you have a different understanding. It literally shapes and shifts, and I don't know, everything's just different all of a sudden.
Yes.
And that's just like, just happens.
Yes.
It clicks and there you go, the world's different.
Thank God. I'm so glad that it's possible to change perspective. To just move around through perspectives. It's so fun.
Yep, it is.
And I now know where my ground is, so I can always go home anytime I want and just sit down on the back porch and
chill.
Listen to my family talk about their lives and all the textures and learn a little bit more about them and just gather the beauty around me into whatever it is to feel.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good to be grounded.
Yeah.
He says on week 2.
Doesn't matter.
I know it's just going to feel better. Every day that goes by, this feeling has gotten exponentially more intense, more real, more better. The coherency in my life is just coming together around it with each moment that goes by. And also, by the way, I'm learning to just speak out loud. And when I speak out loud, there's something about the voice translating the thought into a focused hearing thing that makes the thought stay with me in its full form. I don't understand how. Not in my memory, but in my subconscious or something. It just comes back when it wants to then. If I leave it as a thought, it's just an abstract. If I speak it and hear it as a sound, it becomes a focused collection somehow.
That's cool.
It's weird. I don't know exactly how it works. But talk out loud all the time. It's so helpful in you can actually catch your thoughts.
I've been talking to myself my whole life because sometimes I need expert advice.
And you've had a grounded life. Of course you have. Well, you said you've been grounded, but you've been grounded. You've felt your ground.
Yes, I know. I knew where it was, but it's not always been. It's been floaty here and there, but that's cool.
Wait, you're human?
Who'd have thought?
I thought I was being interviewed by some intergalactic being.
No, not
What the
today.
heck?
Not today. No,
Ugh,
sorry to disappoint.
no. I
No.
am actually being interviewed by an intergalactic being. You just happen to be from Earth.
Well, yeah, we're all intergalactic beings, but I just didn't just land here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of human for the most part. And for another part, I'm a ton of microbes that live in
Mm,
and on me. And here
mm,
I've just brought in the
mm.
microbiome.
Well, you just went the opposite meta direction that I like to go. I like to go floating up into metaphor.
Mm,
You like to go floating down into the small. That's so cool.
mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff there.
there is. I also
Mm,
like it. It's just not
mm,
my natural reach. I don't go for it naturally. But when I
mm,
find it, it's delicious to explore.
mm. Yeah,
I'm out on
it's
my walk
mine.
and I see like some little bug crawling somewhere just catches my eye for some reason, and I go down to its level and
Mm,
try to see the world the way it sees it and just see the surrounding scenery as big as it sees it, and as I don't know, just try. And then I'll try to take a
mm.
picture of what I see.
Yeah, just thinking about all these little things and how they just make this globe so much healthier and so much better and so much easier to live on. Just because they're part of the ground that we are grounded to.
Good
Without
lord.
them, there would be very little left. So it's quite fascinating how human beings have been fighting bugs, but without bugs, there will be no human beings. Why do we fight them? Symbiosis is what we need. Yep, inside and outside.
We fight them because we don't understand them.
That's it.
They don't need to understand us to not fight us. They already know what they're supposed to be doing. We are the ones that don't know what we're supposed to be doing. So as we seek for coherency, we're going to fight them
Mm-hmm.
until we understand ourselves, until we as humanity find our ground. And then we can start making decisions from a truly honest place. Then we'll start listening to the world around us and
Mm-hmm.
just simply playing with it. That's what work will feel like.
Yep.
As humans find coherency, work feels like play. And bugs are part of our work because they're part of our world.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
They do a lot of work, and
they
those
love
are
every
good work.
minute of it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever read the book The Continuum Concept
The
by
continuum
Jean Dieter?
concept sounds so familiar, but I
Oh yeah,
don't
it's
think I
very
have.
known.
I don't think I have.
There's a bit in there where she talked because she's with the iguana, because she went with a group of anthropologists. It's years ago I read it, so I might butcher bits here and there, but this is how it sits in my head. So she was with a group of anthropologists studying the iguana. Not that she was studying them because she was not an anthropologist, but then they went with canoes. And at certain parts of it, they had to carry the canoes on the side up and whatever. And the anthropologists that she was with, and these Western people or whatever, they would be complaining and moaning and doing about how heavy that work was. While the Yukwana tribes people, they were having a great time. They would get their legs bashed and still have fun. So they had a completely different perspective on life. They were happy, while the anthropologists were just not happy. They are doing work and not having fun. So, yep, that passage regularly comes to me as in, why are we making everything so hard on ourselves? There's no need. Just chill out and have fun. And choose to be happy.
The thing that I'm hearing as I take everything you just said held in context of this larger conversation, the thing I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing is that on this voyage there was
Mm-hmm.
two different people groups. One
Mm-hmm.
group of people generally was less grounded to themselves than the other. And
Mm-hmm.
so and that translates at a lower level to less happy.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yep.
they weren't playing. It felt like work to them because they weren't
Yep.
grounded to themselves. Because if they were grounded to themselves and it wasn't what they were supposed to be doing, they wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
They would never have said yes to the thing that was not their true yes. And their true yes
Mm-hmm.
is always going to feel like play.
Yeah.
That's what comes.
Yeah. Yeah. The interesting thing is that while she was observing, she noticed such a difference between Western people and that tribal community, how they dealt with kids, how they dealt with food creation, how they dealt with anything. Kids weren't really parented. Kids were part of the community. Kids were not seen as a separate thing. They were just
Mm.
there. As makes sense to me.
Coherency,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
interrelational coherency. It's
Mm-hmm.
not pockets of hidden
Mm-hmm.
information. Information wants to be power. Information is the power of coherency,
Yep.
and it wants to be power. But as humans, we don't feel safe to use it as power. Not power to control, but power to not power to not power to pour into something else, but power to pour out of yourself for other things to use if they want to.
Yep. Yeah.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the moment it hit me, and that's like over 30 years ago. I just said, why that separation? I didn't like it, didn't want it,
Mm,
didn't do it. So it became a different thing. My life
mm,
became different because of reading that book.
mm. Because you had a sense of how to integrate, how to ground yourself in community,
Mm-hmm.
not give your sovereignty away to a commune,
Mm-hmm.
but how to ground yourself in the
Mm-hmm.
community you choose, but in a way that is coherent, that has flow, that is
Mm-hmm.
alive.
The
That's
thing is,
beautiful.
it's not hard, at least it wasn't for me, but for some it will be hard, to have children and still do your adult things. So
Mm,
one of my things was I do not have to play with you guys. Those games are not my games. I like doing this game. So
mm,
I'll do the cooking, I'll do this, I'll do that. You guys do that. If you want to help me, sure, come on, we can do it. But if you just want to keep
mm.
doing that, you do that. I'm in the same area. We're good. But I didn't have to go sit down with them to play. It's different games that we all play. That's cool.
That is beautiful. That is such a beautifully honest, alive perspective. And the children raised under that perspective are children who are grounded to themselves fully as they can be as humans.
Yeah. You know, they're all going to be floating here and there.
Yeah,
That's fine.
we make humans, not
Mhm.
rocks, people.
Yeah, we don't want to make rocks. There's no point
We
in
want
that.
to
You
play
can't
with
hug them
rocks.
that much. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hug them though.
Not
They're
yet.
not that comfy.
Yeah.
I like a bit more of a flexible hug.
I don't know. I've sat on some pretty comfortable rock
Mm-hmm.
seats before that are shaped smooth, water rushing over them, sitting there as the oh my gosh, at Laverne Park in Coquille, Oregon. It's
Mm-hmm.
a campground that has a fantastic river with big flat rocks and stuff, and parts are curved out, and you can
Mm-hmm.
sit in the rocks, and it just feels like they're supporting you, and they're molded to your
That is
shape,
nice.
and the texture is so real and present.
Mm-hmm.
Your skin, your finger pads can just
Mm-hmm.
feel the texture of the rock, and it's a grounding thing, and the water is just flowing, so it's like
That is
grounded
cool.
movement. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was a great memory. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, rocks feel great, Deanna.
They do. I had so in the woods here, there's a really big rock that you can just lay on its sun. But in Sandhurst, at the council area there, they also have a really big rock that you can just lay on.
Mm,
But it is hard. You know, it's not like it's laying in the grass. That's a different experience. It's still nice because the rock is warm and then the sun and oh, that's just sunbathing is the best. But it is different than yeah, in the grass. The grass is I don't know, more smooth.
the grass feels so good too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me go feelings places because I'll launch off again. I love exploring feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling feels
Yes.
good.
You know, it's have you ever done that? Because I love doing that. Going barefoot in different places, like in the grass, on the tiles, in the mud, in the woods, feeling the pine cones. No, it's not nice, but it is good to feel them.
Hmm.
Walking barefoot in different,
Hmm.
yeah, it's nice.
Hmm.
Noticing how different it feels is so good.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that because I hurt my feet a lot as a child. So I have this compulsion to wear at least socks. My feet need to wear socks to feel safe. But now that because one thing I've been wanting to do for a long time is go intentionally and stand for like 15 minutes in quiet with my bare feet on the ground and my hands flat against a tree, and just see if I can sense the grounding that I add to the tree. Like, because there is, in some form, there is electricity. I almost said there is energy that is traveling out of the tree and in through me and into the ground, because that's the way energy works. And if I get quiet enough, I wonder if I can feel it or hear it or smell it or taste it. I don't know how it will show up, or see it. I don't know. Notice. Thank you. That's the meta word. Thank you.
You will notice
I'm wondering
something.
if I can notice it. And now you're saying this, and that broadens it. Now I want to go out and start walking barefoot just to see what the experience is like. What does that add to the data I'm gathering about the world around me? That is so interesting.
That's a lot of data you'll be getting, because it's so cool.
I now know that I don't process it in my thoughts. And so I know I can take in unlimited data. So I'm just going to start finding other ways to gather data about my world, because I love feeling grounded. And the more data points I have for triangulation to where I want to be, the more grounded I will feel in myself. Full circle, in case you didn't notice. Wow. That was a really condescending way to say that. Sorry. You know it was a joke, but
even if it wasn't, I wouldn't be bothered.
That's because you're honest.
It's just your thought. Has nothing to do with me. Easy.
Yep.
Can just let it go.
Perfect. We'll let it go together.
Yeah. Nothing important about it other than that this was fun. That's cool.
Yes, this was so fun.
So, as we have come to a bit of a natural, full circle. Do you have any last words of wisdom you'd like to share with whoever is watching?
With wisdom.
Put the wise face on.
What wisdom wants to come out of, I'm putting wisdom in air quotes in my mind because I think this is hilarious. What wisdom wants to come out of Michael Benjamin Avery right now? Sorry, man. I got nothing.
Silence.
I got no wisdom for you. I have lots of ideas. And I'm so curious, and I love exploring.
So
but
cool.
wisdom doesn't feel honest to me.
Didn't have an answer. Yes. Love that. Cool.
I'm glad we're both so pleased.
Oh yeah, no. I have weird things like that. So I'm on a social media that is part of a dating app. I'm not part of the dating app. I've got that completely shut down. Don't want to deal with it. But on that social media, done with that. But so on that social media, I regularly get a message with a hi. That's 2 letters. So I respond with hiya, 4 letters. And then I just wonder what comment I will get. Will it be 6 letters or 8 letters? That's the only options. Nobody does it.
I relate to that so much. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to respond differently now to comments I get on my social medias.
It's just so funny because that's nobody starts counting letters, and I'm sitting there counting letters.
It's because people don't see the world in the specific meta way you do. But guess what? Lots of people do, so just wait.
At some point, someone will, and then I will have the time of my life chatting with that person. Is at some point,
here we are having the time of our life.
That's it. It works. I'm always having a good time, but I do know that then there's not that same level of resonating as I have, and that's cool. Nobody has to resonate on my level.
Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Can I plug my podcast?
Of course you can. Go for it.
So my podcast is on pause right now, but it is called This is Emotion Art. Emotion art is one word. That's kind of what I am. I make art with emotions. And when it comes back, it's going to be the coolest version of any podcast Michael Benjamin Avery could make, with a coherency support structure around him. My socials are all This is Emotion Art. My email, I love emails. And now I'm gonna read them differently now that you gave your little thing there. But my email is thisisemotionart@gmail.com.
Right. Now I don't
And
have
my
to ask
website
a question.
is thisisemotionart.com. So I'm just This Is Emotion Art all the way across the board because my system craves coherency.
Cool. Here we go. The question I don't have to ask. Awesome. You already went.
I got ahead of the program.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's kind of what I do. Sorry.
Why apologize for that? You knew it was going to come.
Because I still have a little imposter in there who thinks he needs to apologize.
No.
It's just cute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it seriously.
That's good. Anyway, I will share those details with the description of the video so that they can just click because people like clicking. And other than that, thank you very much for joining me today because I really enjoyed our conversation. I had a laugh, so I hope you did too. And let's do it again at some point where we have moved forward a bit and have a different perspective because that'll be really cool.
I would love to. Thank you, Deanna.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye, everybody. Till next time.
Peace.